Hey there, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice. Welcome to your home for tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history reviews, news, tips, tops, baseball cards, unboxings, rants, chats, and so much more. And welcome to a presentation of the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. One of my favorite players is on the Cardinals, batting third, Keith Hernandez. And very, very entertaining and colorful guy who does Mets announces, does color commentating on the Mets channel for the Mets ball games, which we may not see for a while. But we're going to have a lot of baseball, a lot of tabletop baseball. So let's not despair. And it's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates at St. Louis. And I think this is Busch Stadium too. It's going to be Omar Moreno for the Pirates leading off, followed by Mike Easler. And then it's Dave Parker, the Cobra, because of how his batting stance, which is all coiled up. And Jason Thompson batting fourth, the first baseman. Batting fifth is Bill Madlock, the third baseman. Tony Pena, the catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Johnny Ray, right? Johnny? Yep. And he's a second baseman. It's Dale Berra, the shortstop. And then it's going to be somebody we had to create, Ross Bumgarden. As you can see, we kind of created him. He was 0-5 with a 6.55 ERA. He had 12 starts. This was his last year in the majors. He's 27 years old. So he just didn't have it anymore for whatever reason. But he was done at 27. Played a bunch of years with the White Sox. We're going to get started. It's going to be Bob Forsch on the mound for the Cardinals. And we're ready to roll here. This is game 5 of the mini replay that we're doing. Don't know how far we'll get in this replay. Not totally sure. And we're going to roll here. Let's see. Let's get some dice going. I like my little yellow die. If I had, I know what that is. There we go. All right. So let's get started here. Omar Moreno. And that's a 1-9er. Bob Forsch is a right-hander, so a 1-9er is going to be a 1-3 single. And it's a 4. And that's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman, so it's L4. Right off the bat, I'd like to see a kind of quick, low-scoring affair. I just played a game with 22 runs and 35 hits. So Mike Easler, he's a lefty. And that's going to be a 6-8 split die. 1-14 is double, and that's going to be one hop off the wall. Easler around first into second base. So that's going to be a double for Easler. Trying a little bit of different system to keep score. Easier to read. Dave Parker now with a runner on second base. And it's a 1-8, and that's going to be a 1-12 single. And it is line base hit, but stopping at third is going to be Easler. So first and third, and it's Jason Thompson. One out, top of the first. That's a 4-7. Thompson's a lefty. A 4-7 is going to be lined base hit single. Scoring easily is Easler. And to third is Parker. So it's going to be first and third. That's an RBI for Easler. I'm sorry, for Jason Thompson. And it's Bill Matlock with runners on first and third. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 2-4 versus a righty, and that's hard hit ground ball. Right at the shortstop, Ozzie Smith flips to her and her to Hernandez, so it's a 6-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning. They pick up a run on 3 hits. And the Pirates are up 1-0. It's going to be Ross Bumgarden against Lonnie Smith. We had to create his card from the – I have a set of what is nameless players. What can I tell you? Strat-O-Matic, Cold War baseball. just make the guys. Don't need to make a nameless player with no name on it. Use this card and just make the actual players. Put the names on the guys who have at least 12 starts. And that's a lot of starts to lose out on. All right. It was okay back in the day, but nowadays, you know, we have a lot of access to information and we want a little bit more detail. All right, so it's going to be Lonnie Smith leading it off. He bats righty. That's a 1-6 versus the lefty. A 1-6 is going to be a ball that's pulled down the line. It's a left field corner. Hustling after it is the left fielder, Easler, and into second base with a stand-up double is Lonnie Smith. All right, next is Tommy Hurst, switch hitter. He's batting righty. And versus a righty, that's a 6. And a 6-4 is a ground ball third baseman X. Let me go grab the charts now. Here we go. Chart time. And I didn't write down what Madlock is. I believe he's a 4. I'm going to look at the 4. Let's get a roll here. And that's a 10. We're going to have to check the error on Madlock on this ground ball. So he bobbles it. I don't know if he'll get the throw off. Let's see what happens. And a 10, we're going to have to check the error rating for Madlock. So let's see what that's going to be. Madlock's error rating is a 4E21. And I knew he was a 4, so I'm going to write that down. 421. And a 21, there we go. We're going to roll 2D6, and that's a 10. And it picks it up and goes to hold. Looks Smith back to second, fires the first, and in time, bobbled it for a split second, but was able to recover, and he throws out Tommy Hurst. All right, it's Keith Hernandez now. And that's a 1-3 against a lefty. It's a ground ball to the first baseman. Thompson takes it himself and moving to third is Smith. And Kendrick is back in the lineup. He missed, I think, 3-4 games. He played in the opener, but then I haven't seen him since. That's he's a righty, so that's going to be a 5 against a righty. A 5-5, and that's a ground ball to the shortstop. Berra is a 4 as well. I remember that. Not a very good shortstop. Looking at the wrong thing. But we'll write his. Yeah, he's a 3E33. He's a 333. So then what we're going to do here is we're going to roll, and a 20. He may not get to that. I believe he does get to that. Yeah, he does. Ground ball and scoops it, rifles it to first, and that retires the side. So, no runs, 1 hit. We go to second inning. It's 1-0. Pirates. Cardinals lost the first game. Excuse me. Forsh. Here's the pitch. That's off Forsh's card against a righty. That's a 6-5, and that's a chopper to the second baseman. Over to Hernandez. 1 up, 1 down. Next is Johnny Ray. He's a switch hitter batting lefty. So that's a 5-6, and that's popped up infield. Second baseman and shortstop converge. Herc calls him off and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And here's the pitch to Dale Berra. That's a 5-7. Berra's a righty. A 5-7 is lined, base hit. Single for Berra. He's on at first. 2 out single for Dale Berra. And next is the pitcher, Baumgartner. And it's a 3-11, and that's a fly ball. Shallow center. Racing in is Green. He gets there, retires the side. But it's no runs, and a hit. We go to the bottom of the second. We're going to put Ross on top simply because he's pitching for the away team. It'll be easier for me to follow. Darryl Porter. And it's going to be a 6. He's a lefty. A 6 Snake Eyes is a fly ball in the gap, and after it is Easler and catches up to it. Nice catch by Mike Easler. Potentially robbing Porter of an extra base hit. David Green now. And he's a righty. That's a 6-8, and that's line base hit. Green with a single. Mike Ramsey. So 1-7, usually a hit. That's line and caught by the first baseman. 0-3. Nice catch by Jason Thompson. 2 out, 1 on, and Ozzie Smith. He's a switch hitter batting righty, so it's going to be a 6-6, and that's ball 4. That brings up Bob Forsch. Forsch is not much of a hitter. Got some singles on that column 1, but that's about it. And a walk on column 3. We roll a 6, so it's going to be Forsch bats. He bats righty. So versus a righty, that's going to be a 6-7, and that's going to be a 1-8 single split. And it's a ground ball, and no, it's line drive. Caught right before hitting the ground. It's going to be 0-4, and that's going to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the top of the 3rd. Using Strat-O-Matic Classic. This is a 1982 set. Oh boy. Let's see. Smith. There we go. All right. So it's the top of the 3rd inning now. It's going to be Omar Moreno leading it off. There it is. And this is Bob Forsch, Omar Moreno. And Moreno, what did he do last at bat? He lined out to the second baseman in the 1st inning. Here's a pitch to Omar. He's a lefty hitter. That's a 1-6 versus a righty. A 1-6, that's fly ball, right field. Right there is Hendrick. 1 up, 1 down. Mike Easler next. A 6-5 versus a righty. A 6. No, actually versus a lefty. So it's a 6-5, and that's going to be a split die single or a line out to the shortstop. So Easler goes the other way. L6, nice leaping grab by the shortstop, Ozzie Smith. 2 outs, Dave Parker. It's a 5-6. Parker, another lefty, a 5-6, popped up, infield. Second baseman Herr makes the catch that retires the side. So that's 0-0. Excuse me. Good morning to Sports Time Machine. Game 5, yeah. I don't know. That's a good question, man. I don't know what I'm doing with this replay. I'm just playing some games. Started the season, 1982 Cardinal season. I don't exactly know. Just wanted to play a little Strat-O-Matic, and that's what I had. So it's Ross Bumgarner. I had to create his card because, they don't have a card for him. I didn't want to have to buy the set. I didn't want to have to buy the set or subscribe to the card viewer and do that whole thing because I printed out. It uses a lot of ink. The whole top part of the card is green. I didn't want to go through all that. So I just used their blank cards that they sell. And I just kind of wrote on a piece of paper and I just scotch taped it to the plastic sleeve. So I created a terrible pitcher named Ross Bumgarner. He had a 6.55 ERA and he was 0-5. He's 27. This is going to be his last year in the majors. And Wesley King slowing down after a night of rolling. Slow it down a little bit, sure. And this is the bottom of the third. Lonnie Smith is leading it off against Ross Bumgarden. And that's a 1-6 against the lefty. 1-6 is a ball that's driven in the gap, and that's one hop off the wall. Played nicely by the center fielder, Moreno, and he gets it in, but Lonnie Smith is in there with a double, his second double of the game. All right, so Tommy Hurst, switch hitter, batting righty against the lefty Bumgarden, excuse me. That's a 2-7. 2-7 versus a lefty. The 7 is going to be a ground ball right at the shortstop. He's going to look Smith back to second. One away, Keith Hernandez. And versus a lefty, that's a 5-10, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is a 333. We're going to roll one, and I don't know if he gets to that. He may get to that. A 3-7, he does get to that. Again, backhanded in the hole. Long throw to first in time, but this time Smith is going to move to third, 2 outs. And George Hendrick was in the first game and then disappeared for a few days, and he's back. Here's the pitch, and he's a righty, so that's a 4-11, and that's a fly ball left field X. Left fielder is Easler, and we'll get his data. Let's look at Easler's data real quick here. Easler is a 4 + 1 E9. 4 + 1 E9. 4 + 1. And then 9. So let's roll, see if he'll make the catch. It's a 20. I don't know if that'll, with a 4, he may drop that. The left fielder, a 20. No, he makes the catch. Nice running catch by Mike Easler. And that retires the side. So that's no runs and 1 hit. It's 1-0 Pirates. So it's going to be 4th. This is going to be 1 for the other team. I got to get that in there somewhere. Let's see where that goes. There it goes. A 1. All right. Bob Forsch against Jason Thompson, top of the 4th inning. Playing Strat-O-Matic Classic Cold War Baseball. Strat-O-Matic, this system was designed in the late 50s by Hal, Captain Hal, or ACW Hal, as some like to call him. And that's a 3-6 against a righty. A 3-6 is going to be a split die, single line out, and that's line caught by the second baseman. Nice catch by Tommy Hurst. So it's L4. A lot of lineouts in Strat-O-Matic. I noticed that. And Bill Madlock. That's a 4. He's a righty. A 4-10 catcher X. We rolled a 12. Our catcher, Porter, Darryl Porter, is 30E3. So that's a 303. And let's see, we rolled a 12. So the 12 is going to be, we're going to check the E3. We are going to check the E3. Could be an error here. We roll an 11, and no, little number in front of home plate, and from behind the box is we're looking at Pena. I'm sorry. Oh no, wait a second. We got Madlock batting, so we're looking at Porter, and Porter makes the play to first. So it's 2-3. And next is Tony Pena now. We'll write Pena's data in there since he's up. 1 - 3 E4. 1 - 3 4. And here's the pitch from Forsh. That's a 1-8 against a righty, a 1-8. And it's a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop, who scoops it and lets it fly. And in time to get Pena. Pena has decent speed, hustling down the line. So it's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. There we go. Got to do everything very specifically with Strat-O-Matic, because if you don't, everything gets screwed up. All right, Ross Bumgarner. He's going to be facing Darryl Porter. We're going to get the fan going here because it's getting a little steamy. A little bit steamy. I'm curious, just don't know the jargon. What do you mean by any particular type of RP? I don't know exactly. I'm not sure the context I use that in. I say a lot of things. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. But if you ask me, if you kind of can give me a little bit more of the details, RP could be a range play. RP could be a relief pitcher. I'm not too sure. But Darryl Porter is, let's see, Ross Bumgarner versus Darryl Porter. Here goes. Porter flat out in his first at bat. That's going to be a 5-7. 5-7 is a fly out to center field. Shallow center racing in is Moreno. He gets there. 1 up, 1 down. David Green. And that's a 6-8. He's also a righty, a 6-8. And that's line base hit to left. So Green is on with a single. He's an 8 base stealer. And there he goes. And a 15. Uh-oh. That's a 13, and Pena is a -3. He is out at second base. Ramsey's batting on the right side, so that's going to be the second baseman. 2-4. Green is thrown out trying to steal. Ramsey now batting from the right side. That's a 6-6. Ball 4. So Ramsey's on with a walk. 2 outs. Ramsey's not going to be running. He's a C base stealer. Ozzie Smith, a 2-8. 2-8, and that's lined and caught by the second baseman, Johnny Ray. All right, so that retires the side, and we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Johnny Ray leading it off after making that nice grab of the line drive. And that's no runs, 1 hit there in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Let's see. Johnny Ray, who is 0 for popped up. He's 0 for 1. That's a 3-12, and a 3-12 is going to be lined and caught. Another line drive. A lot of line drives in Strat-O-Matic. I'm asking my question. Sports Time Machine, he texted it. Oh, Oh, what kind of? Oh, I see. He was asking me what kind of replay. What kind of replay is that you're doing? Like, game 5 question. Any type of like replay? Like, what was I replaying? The Pirates? Was I doing a pitcher's replay? Was I replaying the Cardinals? And I said I'm just still trying to decide on this replay. I'm not totally sure. Just kind of playing it by ear, enjoying the game, enjoying Strat a little bit. Dale Berra's up, and also these 82 players, which are cool to kind of go back in time and right at the beginning of a new decade. Free agency's been around for a few years now. Dale Berra, that's a 3-8 against Forsh, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Berra with his second hit of the game. Berra batted 263 in 500 at bats, so finally got a chance to play the whole season, and contributed. Right, that's all you can ask for. Baumgarten is going to bunt a 4 on the bunt chart. Kind of a Little bunters. I don't even know what kind of bunter he is. Let's just say he's an average bunter, a C bunter, I guess. And we rolled a 4, and that's going to be batter is thrown out by the pitcher. Runner advances, so it's going to be a 1-4. So a sack, 1-4, and runner advances to second. Omar Moreno now, not really an RBI guy, but you never know what's going to happen. The pitch from Forsh, that's a 2-11, and that's popped up. Infield, kind of middle of the infield. Shallow center, back is the second baseman, Hearn, and makes the catch, and that retires the side. So that's going to be a 0-1, no runs and 1 hit in the top of the 5th. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Got a pretty good ball game here. It's 1-0 Pirates. Bob Forsh with a shaky start, but found his rhythm by the second inning, and since then has allowed but 2 singles in 4 innings. So it's going to be Ross Bumgarden. He had a terrible season. He basically was dropped at some point after 12 games, 10 starts, 0-5 with a 6.55 ERA. He hung up his glove and never pitched again at age of 27. So Bob Forsh is leading it off. He's a 3 batter. Right-handed batter. That's a 5. A 5-12, and that's lined to right field. And right there is Parker, the Cobra, F9. And Lonnie Smith now. And let's see, Lonnie Smith's a righty, so he's got 2 doubles so far. He's 2 for 2. That's a 4-5, and that's going to be strike 3. So down swinging is Lonnie Smith. Swinging for the fences that time. Doubles weren't enough. And we're going to check the point. I guess it's a. Let me see real quick. Let me figure out what his point of weakness is by looking at the stats. So these are the type of things that I do. So let's average out. He had 10 starts, right? He had 10 starts, and he pitched 44 innings. So I guess it would be the 5th inning, right? He averaged 4 innings a start. And let me just double check that was it. Yeah, he had 44 innings and 10 starts. So that's 4 innings. So I guess the 5th inning, right? Actually, no, it would be the 4th inning, really. The 4th inning, because he had no victories. And if you give him the 5th inning, he has a potential to get a victory. This way, he can only get losses. So it's got to be the 4th inning. So that's fine. So his point of weakness is the 4th inning. We're there already. He gave up two base runners in the 4th. So if he gives up 2 more here, he'll be fatigued. So it's Tommy Herr with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th against Ross Bumgarden. Here's the pitch. That's a 5 against a Herr batting righty, a 5-12, and that's a high fly to right field. Over is Parker, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. So Ross Bumgarden helping me out here, staying in the game so I don't have to make a lot of pitching changes. Boy, I love the older seasons because, it's your pitching changes are really minimal, and you can get away with letting a guy go a little bit longer. I've got original set of 79 Strat season. Very cool. We are family, yes. I played that World Series with my son years ago, about 10 years ago, when he used to think I was, the king of the world. Now I'm the king of the closet. No, it's not a random game. I'm replaying the Cardinals season, but I don't know how far I'll get in the Cardinals season. So, that's why I answered you that I really don't know exactly what I'm doing with this. But I may just keep on playing it, and then start putting it into something to keep track of the stats. I don't know. I'm not totally sure here. But we're going to the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be Mike Easler, Dave Parker, and Jason Thompson against Bob Forsch. Bob Forsch, after the 1st inning, the only run of the game was scored in the top of the 1st. It was a double by Easler, a single by Parker, and then it was a single by Jason Thompson that scored the run. Since then, Bob Forsch has really settled down. He's got 4 scoreless innings and allowed only 2 singles. Mike Easler, left-handed batter. That's going to be a 6-7, and that's a pop-up right field. Over and selling under it is George Hendrick. So that's an F9. Dave Parker's next. That's a 2-8. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be in the gap. Oh, wrong die. A 7 in the gap is going to be 1 hop off the wall, and Parker thinks he's going for 3rd and changes his mind. The throw to 2nd, not in time, so it's going to be a double, a 1-out double for Dave Parker. That's his 2nd hit of the game. Jason Thompson, first baseman, who singled and lined out in the 4th, singled in the 1st, driving in the only run of the game. So Bob Forsch got a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Thompson. That's a 4-8, and that's a deep drive to right field. And back goes Hendrick to the track, to the wall, gone. 3-0 Pirates, 2-run home run by Jason Thompson. And you know that Bob Forsch wishes he had that pitch back. Next batter is Bill Madlock. High fives in the dugout for Jason Thompson. So Bill Madlock is a righty. That's a 4-5, and that's a fly ball deep right field. Back goes Hendrick to the track and makes the catch for out number 2. So he gave it a ride, but just didn't carry. And it's Tony Pena who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-3. And Pena's a righty, so it's a 4-3, and that is a ground ball comebacker to Bob Forsch. And we're going to see if he gets that or he doesn't. The 12, I don't know. That's a pitcher's got a funky chart where they don't. Yeah, that 12, we're going to have to check Bob Forsch's 13. Going to roll the 2d6. Another roll. That's crazy. 3. What did I say? 13. A 3 is going to be a comebacker to Forsch, and he bobbles it. Throw to first. Not in time. So it's going to be an E1. Scoreboard flashes E1. We're going to write that in as an error there in the little box so we can remember that and not have to going to search for errors at the end of the game when, there's been 1,000 things going on in those box scores and I got to look around for the E1 or the E of whatever kind. So I write that into the box already. Just put a stick there. Bob Forsch against Johnny Ray. Johnny Ray is popped up and lined out. 2 out, 3-0 Pirates. This is the second game of a 3-game set against the Cardinals. And the Pirates won the first game. So that's going to be a 3-11. The 3-11 is a walk, ball 4. And Forsch doesn't like that at all. Kind of taking his time on the mound right now. Stared in at the home plate umpire. And now with 2 outs, it's 1st and 2nd. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Bob Forsch looks in for the sign. And it's a 2-5. A 2-5 is a hard hit ground ball up the middle. And, there is Smith. Spinorama, throw to first in time. Great play by Ozzie Smith. Thought that was a base hit for sure. And that retires the side, but not before the Cards pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, the home run by Jason Thompson. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Ross Bumgarden against Keith Hernandez. There's action in the Pirate bullpen. That's a 2-3, and that's popped up right side. Jason Thompson there. Hendrick next. A 4-2 against a righty. 4-2, and that's a comebacker to Bumgarden. Feels his position. 2 away. And it's Darryl Porter. A 4-5 and strike 3. And oh, wait a second. Did we say he was fatigued? No, he's not. Strike 3. That retires the side. Nice pitch. So Porter downswing on that high heat. Changed the eye level. Started low, came up high, and at the end, fooled Porter. We go to the top of the 7th. Bob Forsch is still in there. I don't know if you can still. Oh, these are off. I didn't even notice that they're off the. Hold on, let me fix this. I didn't even notice that the cards were off. Not that anybody can see anything, but let's see. So I can do that there as well. Get that going. They're off the board again. Let's move it a little bit. There we go. All right, so we are going to. Oh, the bottom of the 6th, that was 0-0. We're going to top of the 7th. And we got to get it's Moreno. I don't know why this is all messed up like that. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the pitcher in the top of the 7th. And you know what? We're going to keep him in there. We're going to keep Bumgarden in there. He's a guy who's we are going to pull him. We're going to pull him, and we're going to bring in a guy. Let's see who we got here. Tekulve pitched in this game. Kent Tekulve. Now, these old school cards don't really tell you if they were Don Robinson pitches in this game. We're going to bring in Don Robinson. So we're going to pinch hit. The pinch hitters in this game were Harper, Lacey, Montanez was with this team. And I do have Harper, so he's going to pinch hit. He's a righty. Well, facing Forsch. Maybe I can get a lefty. Let's see if I can pick up a lefty here. Sarmiento. Enrique Romo pitched in this game. Neiman, Jimmy Smith. Lee Lacy. I think Lee Lacy was a righty as well, yeah. He was a righty. Willie Stargell plays in this game, and he's a lefty. And that's what we'll do. Why not bring in Willie Stargell? He played in this game, so we're going to put these cards back on the side. Willie Stargell is going to pinch hit, so great job getting handshakes in the dugout. So Bumgarden is pulled for Willie Stargell. So it's Forsch against Willie Stargell here. It's 3-0 Pirates in the top of the 7th. And let's write in Stargell. That'll help us out. Pinch hitter. And here's the pitch. And that is a 3-9. 3-9, and that's strike 3. And that is the first out of the inning. Excuse me. Omar Moreno with 1 out. Top of the 7th. And we'll use that. That's a 3-9. And that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. First hit of the game for Omar Moreno, and you know that he's got speed. And Omar is a double-A, so there he goes, and he is out. So that's going to be he's out because 17, and Porter's a 0. There's no hold rating at this point in this season. So he's out, and who's batting? A lefty, I believe, is batting. So it's going to be 2-6. Caught stealing. And now it's Mike Easler. That's a 6-4, and that's popped up. Shortstop. And Smith makes the catch. That retires the side. So 1 hit. No runs. One hit and go to the bottom of the 7th. Now, Bob Forsch, I'm going to put him in the sleeve. I've got these really cool sleeves for Strat-O-Matic. And since he's like one of my main starters, and he's a guy who's going to be in the game and he's going to get a lot of handling, I'm going to put him in there to protect him from just the natural grease of the fingertips. And we're in the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Green, Ramsey, and Smith. Let's see if let's see if the Cards can get something going. So what do we say we're going to bring in? Who do we say we're going to bring in? I think we said we're going to bring in Robinson, right? Hopefully I can find him now. I think I may have put him back or put him somewhere. I may not even find him at this point. Nope, can't find him. Brian Harper, Candelaria. Let's see what I did with him. All right. Don Robinson, there he is, coming into pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Don Robinson. And I'll tell you a little bit about him. So that was 6 innings of shutout baseball by a guy with a 6.55 ERA. He had 4 hits in 6 innings, 6.0, 4 hits, no runs. Walked 1-2 and struck out 2 and 2. Great job by Baumgarten. And it's going to be Don Robinson now facing David Green in the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-0 Pirates. So let's see if the Cardinals can mount a comeback of some kind. That's going to be a 6 against a righty, a 6-3, and that's a comebacker to Robinson, who's a 2. And we roll a 6. And I think we have to check on his error rating. Yeah, we're going to have to check on his error rating. His error rating is a 26. We roll a 10 on a 26, and that's nice grab by Robinson. Fires to first in time. So Green is out. Mike Ramsey next. And that's a 5-4. Again, off the pitcher. Ramsey is a switch hitter batting lefty. So it's a 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. It should be an easy one. That should be a catch. Center fielder, and I'll double check him, but a 5 is a catch all the way to unless he's a 3. And our center fielder, Moreno, I believe, is a 1. He's a pretty good center fielder, Omar Moreno. And I'll tell you, he's that should be a catch. And Omar Moreno's a 1-0 E7, so we'll write that in. 1-0 E7. So nice catch by Omar Moreno. Ball that was kind of laced into the gap, and he chases it down and makes the catch. So 2 out. And Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith is 0 for 1 today. He walked and lined out. Pitch from Don Robinson. That's a 3-9er. 3-9er versus a righty, and that's going to be line base hit center field for Ozzie Smith. 2-out single for the Wizard of Oz. Don Robinson was 15-13 with a 4.28 ERA. He does pitch in relief in this game, and I'll double check that to make sure. And let's see, Don Robinson, St. Louis. Like to learn about the players. Don Robinson, he came in relief in this game, and I'll tell you a little bit about what he did in '82. Don Robinson, it was his 4th year in the majors. He started 30 games and relieved in 8 games, and this is one of those games that he relieves. We're talking about yesterday about a string of Pirates second basemen. As Garner's career declined, they traded with Astros, I think, for Johnny Ray, who was sold for Pirates for quite a while, who was solid for them. Yeah, Johnny Ray was pretty decent. I know he batted, I think, 300 in one of these seasons. I don't remember which one. I think in '79. He was batting 3rd for the Pirates, if I remember correctly, in my '79 Mets replay. But I may be wrong. I play so many different seasons. All right, so this is going to create a situation. The Cardinals are going to have to bring in a pinch hitter here because they're down by 3 runs and there's a runner on base and it's the pitcher coming up. So we're going to have to pinch hit. And then we'll bring in We'll bring in Doug Bear to pitch after this. And it's going to be the lefty Braun coming in to pinch hit. And we have to create a card for Braun. Braun didn't have a card. So we created a card for Braun. And that's who's going to, Steve Braun is going to pinch hit. He's a lefty. Plays the infield. Had about 70 plate appearances in 1982. So Strat-O-Matic did not give him a card. All right. So here's the pitch, and Ozzie Smith takes his lead off first. It's going to be a 4-10, and that's a ground ball. Third baseman X. Madlock's a 421. 421, a 1, and that's going to, I believe, is going to be a hit on a 4 third baseman. And it is a single. Runner advances 2 bases, double star. So it's a single, pinch hit single. Over to third is Ozzie Smith, and that's going to bring up the tying run to the plate. Against Don Robinson. Lonnie Smith now. Lonnie Smith is 2 for 3. He's doubled twice. A double would help out at this point. There's 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Bottom of the 7th. Cardinals batting. The Pirates are up by a score of 3-0. So this is a huge pitch here by Don Robinson to the righty Lonnie Smith. That's a 1-6 against a righty, a 1-6, and that's going to be, gets a hold of one, drives it into left field, and that's going to be, it's cut off quickly by the left fielder, Easler, and they're going to hold Lonnie Smith to a single on that. That was a surprise. Great play by Easler. Didn't think he was going to get to it. If it had gotten by him, it would have been an easy triple and 2 runs, but this is going to be an RBI single. And going to third is Steve Braun. So it's RBI single, 3-1 now. And it's Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr is 0 for 3 today against Don Robinson, who got the first 2 outs very quickly and then gave up 3 singles. Here's the pitch. That's a 5 to the switch hitter. Herr batting from the left side, 5-12, and that's a comebacker, chopped to Don Robinson, who picks it up, throws the first, and that retires the side. So that's going to be 1 run on 3 hits. Pirates finally get on the board. Cardinals finally get on the board. And we go to the top of the 8th. It's going to be Bear. Let's see. We're going to bring in, instead of Bear, we're going to bring in Cott. Cott pitched in this game. So I'll feel better about bringing in a guy who pitched. I kind of like that more. Because if I don't do that, I forget to bring guys in. I don't know them that well. I don't know if they're around. I don't know if they're on the roster. So when I see a guy that I can use, I'll bring him in. So Cott's going to come in. Top of the 8th inning. Jim Cott. He's going to be pitching 2. Parker, Thompson, and Madlock. It's 3-1 ball game. It was a pretty decent ball game, pretty close. Hallelujah. All right, here's the pitch to Parker. It's a 110 versus a lefty. 110 is a 1-19 single, and it is line base hit to right for Parker. On with a single, and he's got C speed, so he won't be going anywhere. Jason Thompson is next. Pitch from Cott. So 1-7, and that's strike 3. So nice curveball by Jim Cott. Next batter is Bill Madlock. It's a 4. He's a righty. A 4-4, and that's a fly ball center field. Backing up is Green on the warning track and makes the catch. And with 2 out, it's Pena. Top of the 8th. That is a 1-7, and that's going to be a split die. Base hit over to third. Goes Parker, first and third now. And it's Johnny Ray, switch hitter, batting from the right side against Cott. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 3-1 Pirates. Cardinals don't want to allow any more runs. That's going to be a 4 against a righty, a 4-8, and that's line base hit single. It's 4-1 now. Over to third goes Pena. So an RBI single, clutch single by Johnny Ray. The switch hitting Johnny Ray, who's now batting 7th for the Pirates. Dale Barrow with runners on first and third. Jim Cott looks in for the sign. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 4-1 Pirates. And that's going to be a 4-11 against a righty. A 4-11 is a ground ball pitcher X. Now Cott is they're all 2s in these early. A 2-15, I believe we'll get to that, but I'm not too sure about that. Like I said, it's a wacky. No, it's not. So he's going to have to roll off his error rating, which is a 31. Not very good. So this is a potential error. Another run is going to score a 7 on 31. And that is a ball that he bobbles, Cott bobbles, and drops the ball, and everybody's safe. That scores a run. So it's going to be an E1 there. Another error on I believe there was an error on a pitcher earlier. All right, so that's 5-1 now. And Dale Barrow reaches on an error. Stopping at second base is Ray. So E1. There was another error. I just don't remember where it went. There it is. So 2 errors on pitchers, 1 on Cott and 1 on Forsch earlier in the game. All right, so first and second. And it's Don Robinson. So we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. I'm going to go slow on this because I'm still learning these players. And if I go too fast, Jacoby's will finish it out. Lee Lacy is gonna hit. He played in this game, Lee Lacy. All right, so there's Lacy. Pitch from Cott. And it's going to be a 3-3 versus a lefty. 3-3, and that's popped up. Middle of the infield. Shortstop Smith makes the catch, and that's out number 3. But the Pirates pick up 2 more runs on 1, 2, 3 hits and an error. They lead it by a score of 5-1. Got a run there. Got a run there, and got a run there. 5-1, and we'll write that. All right. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hernandez, Hendrick, and Porter. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Pirates, and we pulled him out. He's going to be Tekulve. So Robinson went 1 inning, gave up a run on 3 hits. 1.0, 3 hits, 1 run. Walked none, struck out none, no home runs. It's Kent Tekulve. Hopefully we can get him to go 2 innings. He was 12 and 8, 287 ERA. Pitched 129 innings. He will be facing Keith Hernandez. So Tekulve will be facing Keith Hernandez, George Hendrick, and Darryl Porter. And pitch to Hernandez. Hernandez was the 79 co-MVP with Stargell. So you actually have both MVPs from the 79 season here in this ball game. And that's going to be a 6 versus a righty versus right-handed pitcher, a 6-9er, and that's ball 4. So Hernandez walks. Next is George Hendrick. Pitch to Hendrick. A 5-11, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Barrett, like I said, is a 3 and a 9. We're going to have to check that. 33. The 9's not going to do it. And Barrett's a 33. So this is going to be trouble. So a hard hit ground ball right at Dale Barrett. Let's see what he does with it. And, makes a nice play. Goes to second for 1. Back to first. 6-4-3. Double play. So you thought he wouldn't be able to handle it, but he was able to handle it. And on top of that, made a slick fielding play. Dale Barrett flashing a little bit of the leather. So Little League with his dad. All right, that's not going to happen. Little League with his dad paid off. Wow, my system's going nuts. Let's move it a little bit, jar it a little bit. Sometimes it comes back. It has a tendency to do that sometimes. I don't know why. Just goes nuts. Yeah. All right. Where are we here? Darryl Porter, 2 outs. Nice double play turned by the shortstop Dale Barrett. Porter, it's a 1-3 against Tekulve, a righty, a 1-3, and that's a fly ball driven to center field. And on the run is Moreno and runs it down. Nice play by Omar Moreno, a 1 outfielder. And no runs, no hits. We go to top of the 9th. We're using the classic Strat-O-Matic cards, 1982. They got the blue on one side, the black on the other. I'm using the advanced side. I miss the super advanced base stealing though. I love that. That's like one of my favorite base stealing systems in all the tabletop games. So it's going to be Omar Moreno leading it off. We're going to get a new pitcher. Omar Moreno is going to lead it off against, let's see who's going to pitch. It's going to be Suter. Suter's coming in. You know what? Suter's the closer. Let's see who we can bring in. We got a guy named Lacoste. Let's see if we can bring in Lacoste. Let me go real quickly here and check the next game. I really don't want to bring in Suter in a game that they're losing. He's more of a closer type. So the Pirates, the third game, who do the Cardinals use? They use Bear, so let me bring in Bear. Doug Bear's coming in. And we'll write him in. Cott. What did Cott do? Cott went an inning. Right? Cott went an inning, gave up well, it gave up really, yeah. Okay, so Cott went an inning, 1.0. And Forsh had gone 7 innings. Cott gave up 3 singles. And the bases, I believe, were loaded at that point. Oh, wait a second. No. So 1 run was earned. Gave up 2 runs. One earned run and 1 unearned run because it was that E1. And base on balls, none. Strikeout 1. No home runs. All right. So it's going to be Bear. And I'll tell you a little bit about Doug Bear. Doug Bear was 5-3 with a 2.55 ERA in 92 innings pitched. And he's going to finish this. Hopefully he can finish off this game right here. It's 5-1 Pirates. Omar Moreno. Moreno's 1 for 4. And that's a 6-4, and that's going to be a split die. A ball that's pulled down the line into the right field corner, and it rolls away from the right fielder. Hendrick has trouble with it. Omar Moreno, the speedy Moreno, speeding around second base, the relay to third, and he is safe with a triple, leadoff triple. 1, 2, 3 lines there for Omar Moreno here in the top of the 9th. Now Moreno, let's see, does it say how many? He had 9 triples, so he's got 1 there. And the infield is going to be in at this point for Easler. That's a 6-8. 6-8 and 6-8. Strike 3. High heat gets Mike Easler. Infield's in. Dave Parker. That's a 1-9er, and that's going to be a split die single, lined and caught by the second baseman. L4. 2 outs. Oh, wait, line drives. Aren't line drives hits in this game when the infield in? I know in some games they do that. No, you know what? I think it's only when they have the cross, right? The cross means it gets by the infielder. Yeah. Following are exceptions. Ground ball resulting in hit or an error on a ground ball, or a ground ball followed by a double T or double symbol cross. I think the double cross is the hit. Safe on a single, double cross. Yeah, there it is. Nothing on a line drive. All right. So Dave Parker lines out for the second out in the top of the 9th. It's 5-1 Pirates. Doug Bear on the mound for the Cardinals. Jason Thompson's 2 for 4. He's got a single and a home run. He's driven in 3 runs today, so he's having a nice day. Something to write home about. And that's a 6-6, and that's going to be a hard hit ball, and that's going to go through for a base hit. That scores the 6th run of the game, the 4th RBI of the day for Jason Thompson. Doug Bear against Madlock, the righty. And a 4-10 ground ball third baseman X. And the third baseman is Ramsey. I didn't look at Ramsey today to see what Ramsey's data is. Ramsey is a third baseman, 3E12. So let's write that in. 312. And let's see if we can get to it. A 6. I don't think he's going to get to that. Yeah, he does not get to that. So what do we say? He was at 12. We're going to have to roll. And at 12, it's a 6. At 12, 6. And, he does get to it. Nice backhand. Long throw to first in time. Great play by Ramsey, Mike Ramsey, for the Cardinals. He kind of platoons with Braun right now at the beginning of the season. And that's all she wrote for the top of the 9th. The Pirates pick up a run on 2 hits. And it's going to be Kenta Culvey to close it out, finish it out, because he's not going to get a save for this. But it's David Green leading it off. Green is 2 for 3 today. Now, Green overall about a 283 and 166 at-bats. He does start in this game. The pitch for Culvey. And he's a righty. The green is a righty, so that's a 6-2, and that's a comebacker to DeColby. Feels his position. One up, one down. Mike Ramsey's next, batting from the left side. And that's a 6-9er, and that's ball 4. So Ramsey shows a good eye there, patience, and walks down to first. Ozzie Smith is next. A 3-3, and that's going to be pulled down the line and into the righty's a lefty that's into the right field corner, and Parker after it. Stopping at third base is Ramsey, and that's a one-out double. Ooh, I did it old school. This is much easier for me to keep track of it that way. So it's going to be second and third now. We're going to get a pinch hitter for the Cardinals. Let's see who it's going to be. Who are you going to call? Tito Landrum or Dane Org? We got a righty, so we're going to call him Dane Org. Pinch hitter. And there he is. Here's the pitch from DeColby. Second and third, one out, 5-1 Pirates. Cardinals last licks. They're down to their last 2 outs. That's a 3-8, and that's line base hit. And into score is Ramsey, and here comes Smith. The throw to the plate is cut off. And that's a pinch hit 2-run single by Dane Org, the lefty. Lonnie Smith now. We're trying to get DeColby to finish this out for us. I don't want to make any more pitching changes if I don't have to. But we do have somebody warming up there. I'm not sure who that is in the Pirate bullpen. So 1-5. Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith is 3 for 4. A 1-5, and that's a deep drive. Uh-oh. That's going to be gone. And that ties the ballgame. Lonnie Smith gets a hold one, drives it deep to left field, and just over the fence to tie the ballgame for a 2-run home run. And this game is tied here in the top. So the Pirates are in shock. But that's why the Cardinals made it all the way to the World Series. And that's going to be a hit for Kent DeColby. We may have let him go. One batter too many. He gives up 4 runs. 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the game is tied. So Romo is going to come in. Enrique Romo. I remember Enrique Romo with the Seattle Mariners. So Romo's going to come in. Kent DeColby goes an inning and a third. These are 4 runs, all earned on 1, 2, 3 hits, 2 walks, strikes out none, gives up a big home run. It's going to be Enrique Romo. All right, so let's see where we're at here. It's going to be Tommy Hurt now with only 1 out. Game is tied, 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Is it tied? Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not tied. Wait a second. It was 6-1. They scored that run in the top of the 9th. I mean, it's 6-5 now. Holy smokes, 6-5. All right, thank God. I'm running out of pitchers. So versus a Enrique Romo, a righty, is facing a lefty. So that's a 5-6, and that's a ground ball to the shortstop, Berra. Questionable. See if he can handle it, and he does not. That's a base hit. So it's a single for her. Off a range play, just a ball that Berra just did not have the range to get to. It's by him into left field. What do we roll? 1? Yep. It's a base hit. Past the outstretched glove of Dale Berra. That's short. And that is the tying run. Next is Keith Hernandez. Now, Romo, I didn't give you any stats on Romo. He was 9-3 with a 4.36 ERA in 87 innings pitched. And here's the pitch. That's a 110. Romo's a righty, a 110. It's a deep fly to right field, and back goes Parker to the track and makes the catch for out number 2. And Herr scampers back to first base, 2 outs. So the Cardinals are down to their last out of the ballgame here in the bottom of the 9th. It's 6-5. The Cards have clawed their way back and had a big inning here and scored 4 runs, and they've made it to within 1 run. It's 6-5 Pirates. George Hendrick. Hendrick has good power, so you can get a hold of one. 20 doubles, 5 triples, 19 home runs, 282 average. And that's a 2-7. That's the great thing about Strat, too. You never know what the result's going to be. A 2-7 versus a righty, and that's, oh, my goodness gracious. Let's see what happens. He gets a hole one here, drives it into the gap, and it's cut off. Stopping at third base is Herr. And that's going to be a single for Hendrick. First and third, the tying run is 90 feet away, and it's Darryl Porter. Here's the pitch from Romo to Darryl Porter. It's 2 outs. Let's set this up. It's 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, 6-5 Pirates. The Cardinals have the tying run at third base in Tommy Herr and Hendrick on at first. So the winning run is on at first base, and Darryl Porter with a double here, potentially clearing the bases. I don't know if they even have that in Strat-O-Matic. Let's see what happens. That's going to be off the pitcher's card versus a lefty, a 6-8, and that's lined and caught by the leaping second baseman, Johnny Ray, and that's the ball game. So Johnny Ray saves the day, timed the lead perfectly, and the Cardinals pick up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. But they lose it by a score of 6-5, and that run given up by Doug Bear in the top of the 9th, that triple, that leadoff triple by Omar Moreno, really came back to haunt the St. Louis Cardinals. And let's do this real quickly here. Forsch gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. And Bear gave up 2 more. So that's 11, 13 hits given up by the Cardinal pitching. And hits for the Cardinals, let's see. Let's do this. That's 10. Romo gave up, Romo came in there, gave up 1, 2 hits. And he went 2.2. Gave up 2 hits, no runs, walked none, struck out none. And that's all she wrote. So I'll give you the line score. Total hits, 10, 12 hits. All right, so the line score was Pirates, 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Cardinals, 5 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors. And the loss is going to go to Forsch. The win is going to go to Baumgarten. And that's all she wrote for this presentation of the 1982 Strat-O-Matic Classic card season. These are original cards, the blue on one side, the black on the other. If you're interested in purchasing these, you can contact me. And thanks for stopping by. Remember, this is your home for tutorials and strategy and player profiles, history, reviews, news, tips, books, rants, unboxings, and I'll have an unboxing in a little while. And this is CP Cards and Dice saying thank you for stopping by. Thank you to Wesley for all his sports time machine. And Wesley King for, wow, I hate when it does that. It just goes batty. And thanks for whoever else was here, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.